The Knicks post-game show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Julius Randle celebrating his 28th birthday tonight in style with a season-high 36 points, 26 of which came in the first half. Knicks posting season highs in points with 140 and assists with 31. Randle leading the way, and the Knicks blow out the Pistons tonight, 140-110, the final score. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito along with Alan Hahn and Wally Szczerbiak. We talked about it in the pregame. I didn't want to say this was a guaranteed win tie. Maybe I should have. It was a game that they had to win. They were supposed to win. And they came through, wire-to-wire win, Alan.
Yeah, what you love to see was right out of the gate, the aggressiveness, especially from Julius Randle, came out and just made it the business of, we're supposed to beat this team. Let's make sure that we beat this team. And they put them away. And now, you know, they get off to the big lead. They didn't get that separation until the third quarter, Wally, but still, you just love the way this team just attacked this game offensively.
Yeah, I tried to get you to put your necktie on the line,
Put it on
guarantee the win. Come on, Bill.
It's always best to do after the fact.
Oh, well, then it doesn't count. But, no, what a performance by the Knicks. Julius Randle came out, very workmanlike effort. Go on the road, get some rest last night, come into this Detroit building, and just blow them off the floor. 3 wins now of their 10 wins against the Detroit Pistons. That's a team you have to beat on your roster. They're rebuilding. They're young. They're banged up with injuries. And the Knicks came in and had a big-time effort. And this is a big performance because a lot of guys got their confidence. Quickly was great. Toppin got off the schneid, knocked down a few shots. Barrett was solid. Jalen Brunson only played 18 minutes but was flawless in his 18 minutes and played very well. So he's going to be rested for tomorrow's Milwaukee game because now you got an NBA championship caliber team coming into the Garden, and you need to take care of business and start winning some games at home.
So you got Milwaukee tomorrow night, and then a back-to-back over the weekend, Dallas Saturday afternoon, and then Cleveland on Sunday evening. All right, Alan, Julius Randle talked to Mike Breen about how he wanted to come out strong. That's an understatement. 17 points in the first quarter alone, 5 of 8 from downtown.
Yeah, on the strength of the three-point shot, which he felt early on and decided to keep putting them up until he started missing. And that's what you do. Little heat checks every now and then just to see, but he just was in that rhythm. I wish I knew how this felt, Wally. I know you do, but when you're just feeling it on a night, you just start putting them up, and that's what he did. 5 of 9 from 3 in that, 5 of 8 from 3 in that first quarter, 17 points. And the Knicks were 8 of 16 from 3, and that really got them going.
Yeah.
40-point first quarter, the second time this season.
And in the first half, total for him, 26 points.
And he's torching Isaiah Stewart. I mean, just absolutely lighting him up. Isaiah Stewart's an undersized 5-man, normally known as a pretty good defender, pretty mobile guy.
Physical.
Pretty physical, but when Julius Randle knocks down that 3, he is impossible to guard. I mean, I watch the games closely. Teams dare him to shoot most of the time.
That's why it's important for him to start out the way he did tonight, right? Because
I agree.
It's one thing if you start to pick it up later in the game.
His 2 biggest performances, I remember, against Minnesota, he came out in that first quarter, and he made like 4 or 5 threes in that quarter. This game at Detroit, he took, you could tell, the defensive scouting report by the Pistons was dare him to shoot, contest the 3-point shots. We'll live with it if he makes them. He's a 33% career 3-point shooter. Tonight, he was making them. When he makes them, he is very hard to guard, and he becomes a guy that can drop 40.
Yeah, and he could have probably gotten to 50 if this was a close game. But you get to a point, as you mentioned, you know, you got the back-to-back game tomorrow night. They come back now to New York and play Milwaukee at the Garden tomorrow night. So he did get to 31 minutes. He played the most out of the starters. But that was the important part of this, was that you make sure that this was not a game going into the fourth quarter, and all those starters can sit and rest. Only 18 for Brunson, only 24 minutes for R.J. Barrett. All important when you've got a back-to-back against a team that you know you got to bring it tomorrow night.
Now, one thing that we did not see tonight that at times we have seen is the Knicks get a second quarter lead and give it up a little bit going to the half and then have a rough start to the second half. Did not happen, Wally, tonight. Knicks up by 14 at the half, and they blew it wide open in the third quarter on a run of 18-6.
Yeah, and they had a great third quarter, which is big. And we've seen Jalen Brunson have to kind of work his magic in the third quarter at times when the offense kind of stalls. and other guys can't get anything going. But in this quarter, it was still all Julius Randle. He missed a few open threes in the third quarter, but he attacked the basket, got some rebounds and some easy buckets. There you see him working the offensive glass. R.J. Barrett knocked down a few threes in the quarter, and Jalen Brunson just solid as a rock.
This was good to
6 for
see.
8 from the field. Jalen Brunson in only 18 minutes, really good production, and then R.J. Barrett chipping in. I mean, that's what the Knicks need. They need solid performances up and down their roster, and they got it. Grimes was solid. He made his shots. He ended up with how many points at Grimes?
16.
16 points. He ended up with 16 points. So he played well. Everyone else contributes. That makes everyone's life easier, and that doesn't put as much strain on a guy like Jalen Brunson to have to do everything to keep the Knicks in the game.
The momentum's a great thing in this game, right? And I don't know, can momentum carry game to game? It really isn't, because game in game is always situational, but this is one of those, like, you play a team like this, it's good get right kind of game.
Yes.
For guys that aren't
great
seeing
for
the
your
ball.
confidence.
Right. Guys aren't seeing the ball go in.
Like you're not thinking, well, we're playing against a team that's got all these injuries. Kate Cunningham's not playing. I mean, when you're out there doing good things, you're not thinking about who you're playing against, right?
No, you play against the team that's in front of you.
Right.
And in the NBA, you take any good games you can get, because every team is normally pretty good. And we catch a team that's banged up, you step on their throat. I mean, you don't feel sorry for them at all in this league. You send a message, you get a win in your win column in the standings that the Knicks sorely needed. And now they got to go up against, like I said, the defending champs 2 years ago. As good as it comes in the East, my favorites in the East, to win, and maybe to win it all. So the Knicks are going to have to bring it on a back-to-back tomorrow at home.
So the Knicks now 10 and 11. We were talking before we came on. If they beat Portland and Memphis, they're 12 and 9, and they could have won each of those games, or both.
Had the game-winning shot in their hand late in both of those games, and you know what a difference the record would look like coming out of that West Coast trip that they did very well in.
All right, as it is, they're 7-2 now against under 500 teams, or teams that are at 500. They've beaten Detroit, as Wally mentioned, now 3 times. Post-game comments from Tom Thibodeau coming up. Knicks blow out the Pistons tonight, 140 to 110.
The Knicks post-game show was presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state area Audi dealer today.
Knicks back at it tomorrow night. Milwaukee's in town, 7 o'clock pregame, 7:30 game broadcast. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. All good tonight for the Knicks in Detroit, winning it by a count of 140 to 110. Over now to the Wally Wall with Alan and Wally, guys.
Thank you, Bill. So we got Wally into analytics today. We got him talking stats, we got him into analytics, and we have a new one that's one of your favorite ones we're going to show here on the Wally Wall. It is called
The headman pass.
Yes.
It's very important, and I noticed the Knicks are really implementing it into the offense this year because they want pace, and they want to get up the floor quickly. Good hands here by Mitchell Robinson. Now freeze it there. Look at Quentin Grimes. He's not even looking at the basketball. But what about Mitchell Robinson? He can throw a headman pass too. Watch how perfect this pass is. Ends up right in the bread basket for Grimes. He's like, oh, there's the ball. Mitch is going to throw it up ahead like that. Normally it's a guard doing that. And Grimes turns on the Jets, beats the old Nick, Alec Burks, and gets that and one opportunity. That is an example of how the Knicks, number 2 in the NBA in headman passes. Don't dribble the ball up the floor with the dribble. The pass moves faster than the dribble. Get it up ahead if you see one of your teammates up ahead. That flattens the defense, puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and allows you to get some easy baskets in transition.
Quentin Grimes, the slot receiver.
Yes.
Mitchell Robinson, the quarterback, and what a perfect touchdown that ended up being. But that wasn't the only one. Out of the 31 assists for the Knicks tonight, season high, we saw another headman pass and a little gift for Julius Randle.
Yeah, and again, you're putting pressure on the defense because you have to guard the ball the furthest down there. Now, here's the miss by R.J. Barrett. Looks up ahead, hits Jalen Brunson here. Here's Jalen Brunson. Now, this is an example of a headman pass. Boom, up ahead to Jalen Brunson. That puts the defense on notice that Jalen Brunson can attack and flatten the defense and put the pressure on the defense. And then if you run hard as the second flow of players, you're going to get an easy 2. Freeze it there. Here's Brunson, well defended by Bogdanovic, but here comes the man. Big-time game all day for Julius Randle, and he's coming right down the middle. Jalen Brunson rewards him on his birthday with the big finish. Isaiah Stewart takes some of that, and then Randall talks to him, and Isaiah Stewart's not having it, a little shove. Good job by Julius Randle just to walk away from that one. You're having too big of a game. Don't get caught up in an altercation, get thrown out of the game. Just be a pro. Go out and drop 36 and let your play do the talk.
Just wishing him a happy birthday, I'm sure.
Probably.
Nothing big deal about that. But yeah, still.
Nothing to see here.
For the Knicks, the ball movement, again, that's 61 assists now in the last 2 games for the Knicks. Ball movement, people movement, this is all the things that Coach Tom Thibodeau has been talking about with this offense. That has been, this season, prolific. Let's get the thoughts of the Knicks head coach right now, presented by Chase.
Coach Julius, 17.6 of 9 in that first quarter. Did you get the feeling he was going to come out and be more
he's
aggressive?
super aggressive, great rhythm, moved really well without the ball. His teammates searched him out. A lot of movement. It was good, very good.
Season high in both points and assists tonight. What did you like about the offense?
Yeah, just, again, unselfishness, making plays, moving without the ball, screening off the ball, just doing a lot of good things together, helping each other find good shots. And I think that's big for us.
Julius, I think, if I remember right, 9 3-point attempts in the first quarter. Just kind of happy to see that he's...
Yeah, and he's been doing it for a while now. So it's, offensively, it's been, we're scoring a ton of points. I think we're top 10 in scoring. We're scoring in the paint. Guys are sharing, making plays. We're getting to the line a lot. So I like where we are offensively. I thought the rebounding was really good tonight. So we just got to keep building.
We asked earlier today about Grimes' defense, but I think today 6 for 7, 16 points.
Yeah, I think he's starting to find his rhythm offensively. I thought we had really good contributions from a number of different people. Jalen got in foul trouble. I thought Quick and Derek came in, and they did a great job. And Cam came in, he did a really good job. And, Mitch was terrific, putting pressure on the rim. Isaiah gave us good minutes. Obi got going. So it was a lot of guys doing good things together.
With the back-to-back, was it a nice luxury to have to be able to rest your starters?
Yeah, just, to play well. And, hopefully, we know we got another test tomorrow night. That's the nature of the league. Sometimes the schedule's in your favor, sometimes it's not, but you got to be ready every night, and that's what brings the best out of players.
But it was questionable coming in, but how did you think he looked out there?
Yeah, I thought he was terrific. I thought, to be, nicked up a little bit, get out there, go through shoot around, go through his pregame, and then get out there and play with the aggressiveness that he did. It says a lot about him. He's got a lot of toughness to him.
Talking there, guys, about Emmanuel Quickly, who was questionable. Didn't play the second half Sunday against Memphis. Questionable to play tonight. Played really well. As for Quentin Grimes, Coach touched on him a little bit, Alan. Best game of the year for him, 16 points, shot really well, and now really starts to be hitting his stride.
Yeah, and the shot that, you were waiting for that to come, and I imagine, for players who have any type of lower body injury, it's the conditioning aspect and also just getting your legs under you. This is the part you knew about with him. It's the defense. It's that effort physically, defensively, to shut guys down and to, be that aggressive defender that they really need on the perimeter. The three-point shot, he came out of college with that, and he's very confident about being a guy that can knock this shot down. He's not shy about taking them, Wally. There's no question about that. But look at the plus-minus, by the way, at plus 37 in this game. But if they can get him into a rhythm, playing in that 3-and-D style, where he's not getting plays called for him, but he knows how to get open, get into the seams and whatnot, that's an impact player that they could have in the starting lineup.
Plus 37 in 27 minutes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I was really impressed on the road trip watching him close and live with his explosiveness. He is a lot more explosive than I think we knew. And when
with the ball?
When he takes a step, he blows by his defender. He's very powerful with a quick first step set up by his jump shot because you have to close out to him. And then when he gets to the rim, he can elevate and finish. Like, you watch, he's going to dunk on someone, and it's going to be a nasty highlight. I'm telling you. I'm seeing that athleticism. I didn't think he was that athletic, but he is, and he's bringing it, and you know his defense is going to be solid. So he's a nice little piece in the starting lineup. I think he's been doing a really good job. Now that his threes are starting to fall, that's the last piece because everything else has been very good.
Yeah.
Watch out for Quentin Grimes continuing to grow.
Guys, R.J. Barrett Sunday against Memphis was really good with 22 points, shot the ball a lot better, and he was effective tonight with 16.
Yeah, and that's a good sign. I mean, it's 3 out of 4 games where RJ's been solid, and he was really struggling on that West Coast trip until the last game against Oklahoma City. He was under the weather. His legs looked tired, but I see that pop back in his game and pop back in his legs. And, you know, he's going to have to be that third piece. I mean, let's be honest. It's Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson are number 1 and 2, and R.J. Barrett's just going to have to be that third scorer. And he's going to have to pick his spots. He's going to have hot quarters where he scores 10 to 15 points in a quarter. And he's not going to get, I don't think, the volume of shots that those guys are going to get because the ball runs through those guys first. It kind of should run through those guys first. And then R.J. Barrett's still going to get his opportunities to score. He just has to be patient, and he has to be efficient. Take good, high-percentage shots, and everything will come into place.
It's like not forcing it. It felt like in
Yes.
this game, when I looked down to see that he had 16, it was sort of like a very quiet, didn't really notice it, 16. And I think that's something that is important. As you just mentioned for RJ, it's you know, Jalen's here for 20 games. He and Julius have already played together for a couple of seasons, but it's another player to add now into the mix, and it's all a bunch of adjustments going on here. And someone's going to have to be the one to say, all right, I'm going to pull it back. I'll let those guys are going to cook. I'll pull it back. There's going to be a game or two where I got the matchup. Maybe I'll get going.
Exactly.
But I don't have to every night. And for R.J. Barrett, there's nothing to prove. Like, you've got your contract. You have your status. And when you can fill in the blanks offensively and still give the effort everywhere in the box score like he does, like when we've seen him at his best, he does. He's a good rebounding guard. He can run the floor. He can play defense, and he can certainly finish at the rim. He doesn't have to get the high volume of shots. And this is the type of game that kind of shows you that while other guys are cooking, I'll still get mine.
Key just seems don't force things.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Don't force the shot.
Don't feel like someone else is getting points. I got to get a bucket here. Or, you know, like you just let the game.
And then
what
your
does Tibbs always
percentages will
say?
get so much
The
better.
game will dictate. The game will tell you what to do.
All right, guys, up next we have the MSG 150. Not a lot of other action, but good stuff is always coming up. We got Luka Doncic and the Mavs taking on the Warriors and more when we come back after this. Back tomorrow night for the Knicks hosting Milwaukee. Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Julius Randle, season high 36 tonight as the Knicks beat the Pistons by 30.
17 in the first quarter, you start thinking this could be a night, you know, I think 46 is your career high.
I don't really think that. Just aggressive and make plays off of it.
Guys haven't had many games where the starters can sit the fourth quarter where you have such a big lead, and was it nice to get one of those?
Hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Julie, season high for the team in points and assists. What'd you like about the offense tonight?
It was just flowing. Like I said, anytime we get stops, it's good to get out in transition, get easy buckets, and then offensively, we're starting to learn how to move without the ball, so it's good.
How'd that dunk feel over Stewart?
It was good. It was good.
Back from the corner three, presented by Michelob Ultra. A reminder to enjoy every bucket. So, Knicks 140 points, season high in assists, best three-point shooting percentage of the year. And there we talked about the fact that Allen had been really struggling from deep. In fact, the lowest percentage in the league. But tonight, 16 out of 35.
Yeah, this will help them climb out of the basement when it comes to three-point shooting. I mean, that's the stuff, again, it's like just good to see the ball go in the basket, and some guys can find some rhythm. But I'll tell you what, the schedule brings you now a team like this where you put up 140 and you feel good about your offense, and they've been scoring a ton of points. The league's best defense now comes into the Garden tomorrow night in a back-to-back situation, Wally. I imagine we probably won't see 140 points put up tomorrow night.
I don't think so. You know, Milwaukee shoots a lot of threes, so the Knicks are going to have to defend that three-point line. But I love the way the Knicks played tonight. They took care of business, a decimated team as far as injuries, the Detroit Pistons, and the Knicks just completely blew them off the floor.
Take care of business.
This is a good road team. I mean, the Knicks went out west. They beat some good teams that were undefeated at home, came out 3-5 after that road trip. They go to Detroit, just take care of business on the road. You would think kind of Detroit, young team, might get up for this one after the Knicks won the first 2 games against them in the season. But no, Knicks gave them no life today. So Knicks got to carry that over, just come up with a big-time effort, make it difficult on Giannis and company, and try to get this win at home.
Tell you, life in the lottery is not necessarily a great place to be.
No.
Witness the Detroit Pistons. Year after year after year, and look where they are.
I mean, keep in mind, Cade Cunningham hasn't been playing, and they're really worried about his injury, but, like, that's a guy you're trying to build around. And if they're back in this year's lottery, there's some really good players in this draft.
All right, when we come back, we will hear from Derrick Rose. Complete team win tonight for the Knicks. Rose contributing as well. Nice move right there. We'll continue after this. Knicks and Bucks tomorrow night. Pre-game at 7. We'll be joined by former Knick and current Bucks broadcaster Steve Novak. Game at 7:30. You can stream as well on MSG Go. Derrick Rose helping the cause tonight. Knicks blow out the Pistons. Here's Rose in the post-game locker room.
Derrick, season high for the team in points and assists. What did you like about the offense tonight?
I felt like the pace was there from the beginning of the game. We just got to get accustomed to playing at that speed. And normally when we play that way, it's normally an easy game where we're not like forcing the ball to one side or trying to figure things out on one side. It's moving both sides, and it makes the game easier for everyone else.
Did you get the sense from the bench when that first quarter that Julius was going to be more on the offensive tonight and attacking?
Of course, yeah, of course. You know, with it being this B-Day, so we knew how, when he first came out, how the game was going to go. He forced his will on the team, and everybody else had to follow. And that's normally what happened when leaders lead.
How about the spark that you and Quick provided when you guys came off the bench?
Push the pace. I was following behind Quick. This is my second game back. I'm just trying to get a rhythm. I felt like my conditioning was pretty good, but yeah, just trying to get a rhythm and trying to get guys open whenever I see them open.
Rose missed a couple of games with a bad toe. This is his second game back. It's interesting, Alan. Coach Thibodeau always puts Rose and Quickly into the game together.
Mm-hmm.
That's the pattern.
Yeah, these two, since Quick was a rookie, really have spent a lot of time working together on the court, and it's been interesting to watch the transition of Quickly kind of playing off the ball, letting Rose dominate. And now these days, Derrick Rose is letting Quickly dominate the basketball, playing off of him, and that kind of transition has happened. But in Derrick Rose, we haven't really seen him at full health yet, full condition, full health yet, and hoping to, because we know how important he can be off the bench.
Yeah, and I like how the rotation's pretty much set. You know when guys are coming in and out. You know how many minutes guys are pretty much going to get. As long as you produce, you're going to get your minutes. I think that's the precedence that Tom Thibodeau's starting to set with his guys, especially his bench guys. And they're starting to produce at a high level. And tonight was an example of everyone who set foot on the floor brought some productive basketball. And the Knicks are a pretty scary team when they have guys playing that way.
It's interesting. Mitchell Robinson, 13 rebounds. And it seems like Jericho Sims is not a lock for this rotation because he's going with Hartenstein, and Sims only got in tonight in garbage time.
Yeah, Jericho's the guy and he knows it. Like you said, everybody knows their roles, and Jericho Sims knows what he is. He's the third center, and when you need him break glass, in emergency, you bring him in, and he's proven
always ready
to go. And so how valuable is that to have a guy off the bench, a live body like that knows what he's supposed to do when he gets in the game, isn't confused whatsoever, and can give you quality minutes. And that can happen when, if Mitch gets into foul trouble, if there's an injury or anything like that, ready to go. So he knows his role, plays it well.
All right, Jalen Brunson only needed 18 minutes to score his 16 points. Maybe a good sign that he didn't have to play a lot. With the Knicks back at it tomorrow night, we will break down Brunson's night coming up. Knicks beat the Pistons tonight, 140-110, and Allen, as a result, Jalen Brunson only had to play 18 minutes, 16 points, maybe still a little bit sore with that quad, but they got to play again tomorrow night. Probably good to save him.
Absolutely.
He had foul trouble. That's one of the reasons why.
Yeah, but he's been playing a lot of tough, hard minutes. He's been taking a lot of tough, hard falls. He was dealing with that quad contusion, and he was a game-time decision last game and still had 30-plus. So this was a nice game for Jalen Brunson to be very productive, be very efficient, but get a little bit of rest because they're going to need him tomorrow against Milwaukee.
Yeah, and again, the foul trouble early allowed Emmanuel quickly to come in and get himself cooking as well. Emmanuel playing with his own issue, the sore knee. Brunson, didn't have to come back in this game, didn't have to do any heroics in this game. He left that to Julius Randle to do, but they're going to need all hands on deck for tomorrow night against a really tough Bucks team that brings some serious defense into the Garden tomorrow.
Knicks guys still looking for that signature home win. They've had a lot of good road wins.
Bring on the Bucks. Let's go.
Guaranteed win tie. Wear it again tomorrow.
Wear the tie tomorrow?
Wear it tomorrow.
You didn't guarantee the win with it. You got to come up with a tie that when you wear it.
You never do that.
Yes, I did.
No, you
my
don't.
orange one. When I wear my orange tie,
one win.
it is a guaranteed win tie. It is 3-0 this year. I'll break it out.
You wear it tomorrow night then.
I don't know if tomorrow's a guaranteed win.
What are you talking
Save
about?
it for the guaranteed
Put your money
win.
where your mouth is. Let's see the tie.
I'm not
The
going to
only
step
guy
up.
that actually puts his neck on the line.
All right.
Necktie on.
Got to watch tomorrow night to
his
find
job.
out. Knicks Bucks pregame at 7, game at 7:30, or you can stream our coverage on MSG Go. Up next here on MSG, it's MSG Shorts. All good tonight for the Knicks in Detroit. Julius Randle celebrating his 28th birthday with a season-high 36 points. Knicks win it by 30. They're now 11-10 on the year. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for watching, everybody.